there BookTube, it's Janet, and today I've got the Book Buddyathon tag. Elena and I are hosting the Book Buddyathon, which will run from the 6th to the 12th of May this year, and we thought that part of this whole Book Buddyathon event would be really good if we did a tag video. It's not a traditional tag video in that there are set questions, because the whole point of Book Buddyathon is really it encompasses the whole ethos of what BookTube is. It's connecting with people who have the same bookish love that you do and talking about that love and that enthusiasm and the books that you read with people who are just like you. So the Book Buddyathon is where you and your buddy will team up together, and the tag is that you ask each other 5 questions. It can be book related or not, and just to get a little bit more, just to get to know each other a little bit better. So these are the 5 questions that Eleanor has asked me. So the first one she asked me is my favourite short story collection. I am not a lover of short story collections, and Eleanor is quite similar in me to that. I have tried a few, but I haven't read many, to be honest, because they don't always appeal to me. The modern day ones that I really liked was Sweet Home by Carrie Spray. They were actually stories that meant something to me, that stuck with me, that I remembered after I read them. But probably when I was younger, I read short stories a lot because I used to read the fairy tale compendiums, the big sort of massive bind up books of the whole works of the Grimms and the whole works of Hans Christian Andersen, and those I read over and over and over and over again. So for the ultimate short story collection, it would be the fairy tale collections. The second question is tidy ending or cliffhanger, and why? Tidy ending. There is something fantastic about cliffhanger, and I do actually remember when I was reading The Hunger Games that my daughter recommended to me. She said, right, you cannot read them in isolation. When you finish one, you've got to go into the other. And she was right, because there's a cliffhanger at each of those books. And I don't know how people went on reading those when they first come out, having to wait for the next one to come. So I do like a tidy ending, but maybe that's reflective of me as a person. I like things boxed off, organised, tidy, sorted away. I don't like the ending up in the air. I need to know the happy ever after or not, or, I need that tidy ending. Definitely. Question 3. If you were having a novel of your life, who would you want to write it and why? This was a really hard one to think about. She's really tested me on these questions. But I would probably say Joanne Harris, who has written things like Chocolat, and she writes all different genres of books. And I think Joanne Harris would understand the quirkiness that I can be. I can be a little bit on the eccentric side. The ups and downs of life. I think she really understands how to get inside people's heads. I think she would understand how to write the life of a person who's lived quite an ordinary life, but to inject the highs and the lows and the fun and the sadness into it. And I love reading her books, so I think Joanne Harris would be brilliant writing that. I think she's got a fantastic knack of finding the ridiculousness about life as well. Question 4. When do you do most of your reading? In the evening, because I work full time, so as much as I would love to spend my days reading, unfortunately I have to go to work. So usually, occasionally, if I'm really lucky, I will come in and settle down with a book straight away. But if not, definitely I like to be in bed by 9 with my book. So in the evening, I'm usually in bed. But at weekend, I will, spend more time reading then, unless I've got things on. And question 5 is, if I was a book character, what would I be and why? So I suppose this has left it right open to be not necessarily a human character. And again, this really got me thinking. I'd like to say I would be Atticus Finch, because he sticks up for right and good, and he's very liberal and open-minded. And I would like to be Atticus Finch, and I think there's elements of me being Atticus Finch, but I'm certainly nowhere near as good a person as Atticus Finch. So I was thinking maybe I'm more of a Scarlett O'Hara. I work hard, I have determination, but I'm completely flawed like everybody else. There are people who, wind me up, and there are flaws and there's gossip and there's all those sorts of things that happen to a real human. And so probably Scarlett O'Hara, because I'm really not perfect, but who is? So they were my 5 questions. So I'd love it if you'd like to do these tags as well. You don't have to follow these questions. You can if you want to, but you can ask your buddy your own questions. You can either make your video to post them, or you can share them via Twitter or Instagram, or you can just do them in private with each other. It's entirely up to you. But it's just sort of to get the ball rolling, getting us ready for the Book Buddy-a-thon, get us chatting to each other, get to know each other, and yeah, ask anything you want to do. So I will see you all soon. I'm looking forward to the Book Buddy-a-thon with everybody. Keep reading. Bye!